Welcome to the Deep Dive with Farmtips Diary. Today we're exploring how cutting-edge urban farming technologies are shaping the future of agriculture and what lessons rural farmers can take away from these high-tech city farms. Before we get started, remember to like this video, share it with other farmers in your network, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the future of farming. Urban farming has been gaining popularity worldwide as populations grow. Cities expand and available farmland becomes more limited. But this movement isn't just about feeding cities with locally grown produce, it's also a testbed for new technologies, systems, and practices that can be scaled up and adapted for rural agriculture. While rural farms may have more land, urban farms operate with constraints that push them to innovate in space efficiency, water use, and energy management. This deep dive is all about unpacking those lessons and showing how rural farmers can adopt them in practical, cost-effective ways. Let's start with hydroponics and aeroponics, two methods that have become hallmarks of urban farms. Hydroponics involves growing plants without soil, using nutrient-rich water solutions to deliver exactly what crops need. Aeroponics takes it a step further by growing plants suspended in the air with their roots misted directly with nutrients. These systems are incredibly efficient, often using up to 90% less water compared to traditional soil farming. Urban growers rely on them because city farms don't have vast plots of land or access to unlimited water. For rural farmers, the lesson here is clear. Even if you have land and water, scarcity is becoming a global reality. By adopting hydroponic or aeroponic techniques on part of your farm, you can dramatically cut water use, maintain consistent crop quality, and even grow crops in areas where soil health is poor. Now think about the efficiency of vertical farming models. Vertical farming uses stacked layers, often in climate-controlled environments, to maximize production per square meter. In cities, where space is scarce, this approach is a necessity. But rural farms can take cues from this model too. It doesn't necessarily mean building skyscrapers of crops. It can mean using vertical stacking in greenhouses or multi-tiered systems for seedlings, leafy greens, or herbs. By layering production, farmers can get more yield without acquiring more land. This efficiency can be especially useful for small-scale farmers who want to diversify or make the most of limited plots. One of the most exciting areas of urban farming is automation and robotics. In city farms, robots are being used to seed, water, harvest, and even package produce. Automation reduces reliance on labor, which is expensive and often scarce in urban settings. Rural farms face similar labor challenges, especially as younger generations move away from farming. Robotics can provide solutions to reduce labor dependency while improving precision. This doesn't mean every farm needs to buy an expensive harvesting robot tomorrow. It could mean starting small with automated irrigation systems, robotic weeders, or drones for monitoring crops. Over time, these technologies save labor hours, reduce costs, and help farmers focus on higher-value tasks. Alongside robotics, smart sensors and artificial intelligence are transforming how crops are managed. Urban farms often rely on sensors that measure temperature, humidity, nutrient levels, and even plant stress in real time. This data is then processed using AI systems that suggest or automatically adjust growing conditions. For rural farms, sensors can be game changers for irrigation, pest control, and fertilization. Imagine having soil moisture sensors across your fields that tell you exactly when and where to water, cutting down on waste and saving costs, or pest detection sensors that alert you before infestations spread, helping you act quickly and protect your crops. Now let's talk about costs. Many farmers assume that technologies developed in high-tech urban farms are too expensive for rural adoption. It's true that the initial versions of hydroponic towers or automated robots can come with high price tags. But here's the good news. Prices are dropping rapidly as these technologies scale. Open-source systems, DIY kits, and cooperatives are also helping make them accessible. For example, a group of farmers could invest in one drone for crop monitoring and share it across their operations. Similarly, low-cost hydroponic systems built from locally available materials can be set up for a fraction of the cost of commercial systems. The key is not to adopt every technology at once, but to identify which innovations deliver the highest return on investment for your farm. Urban farms also provide lessons in resilience. City farms often operate in environments where electricity, water, or space is limited. They've learned to adapt with solar panels, rainwater harvesting, and compact growing systems. For rural farmers facing climate change, droughts, or rising energy prices, these lessons are crucial. Installing small solar systems to power irrigation pumps, for example, can cut energy bills and reduce reliance on unstable grids. Rainwater collection systems paired with drip irrigation can stretch water resources during dry seasons. These aren't futuristic solutions. They are practical strategies that urban farmers are already proving viable. Let's dive into some real-world examples. In Singapore, vertical farms like Sky Greens are producing tons of vegetables on small plots of land using water-powered vertical racks. Their model shows how space efficiency can boost production even where land is scarce. In the United States, Plenty is using AI and robotics in its indoor vertical farms to produce crops with less labor and more consistency. Meanwhile, rural farms are beginning to adapt these models too. In Kenya, farmers are building low-cost hydroponic systems from recycled containers to grow fodder for livestock, cutting feed costs while conserving land and water. These examples prove that lessons from urban farms are already making their way into rural fields. Of course, technology is only one part of the equation. Mindset is another. Urban farms thrive on experimentation. They test new systems, fail fast, and try again. Rural farmers can benefit from adopting this mindset. Instead of seeing technology as a risky investment, view it as an opportunity to test small-scale solutions that could grow into bigger advantages. Start with pilot projects. Try out a small hydroponic setup for leafy greens. Experiment with a few smart sensors in your fields. Measure the results and scale up what works. This gradual adoption makes technology more manageable and less intimidating. It's also worth noting that governments, NGOs, and cooperatives are increasingly supporting digital and technological adoption in agriculture. Grants, subsidies, and training programs are being rolled out to help farmers integrate sustainable and efficient practices. By staying informed and connected with these initiatives, rural farmers can access resources that make technology adoption more affordable. In many cases, you don't have to go it alone. Now let's address one of the biggest fears. Will machines and AI replace farmers? The answer is no. Technology isn't about replacing human farmers, it's about empowering them. Urban farming technologies free up farmers from repetitive, labor-intensive tasks and allow them to focus on strategy, innovation, and long-term sustainability. Rural farmers adopting these tools will remain central to decision-making. The tools will simply make their work more precise, efficient, and profitable. So what can rural farmers do right now to start applying lessons from city farms? First, explore hydroponics or aeroponics for small crops, especially if water use is a concern. Second, invest in at least one affordable smart sensor system, such as soil, moisture, or weather monitoring, to improve decision-making. Third, consider collective investments in drones, robotics, or solar solutions through cooperatives to reduce costs. Finally, adopt the experimental mindset of urban farms. Be willing to test, measure, and adapt. Before we wrap up, here are some key takeaways rural farmers can apply immediately. 1. Efficiency is the future. Learn from vertical farming and make better use of space and resources. 2. Labor challenges are real. Start with small automation steps to reduce dependency. 3. Data is power. Invest in sensors and AI tools to gain insights and act faster. For collaboration matters. Work with cooperatives and communities to access technologies affordably. And 5. Mindset is everything. Treat your farm as a place of innovation, not just tradition. We've seen how hydroponics, vertical farming, robotics, sensors, and renewable solutions are reshaping agriculture in cities. And we've explored how these lessons can be adapted for rural farms in practical, cost-effective ways. The future of farming isn't about choosing between tradition and innovation. It's about blending the wisdom of generations with the tools of tomorrow. If you found this deep dive useful, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow farmers, and subscribe to Farmtips Diary. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss another exploration into the future of farming. We hope this exploration has been valuable. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you again on our next deep dive.